It was a cold winter morning in Montgomery, Alabama, in 1955. The streets were quiet, but this peaceful morning would soon be interrupted by a courageous act that would echo through history. At this time, the United States was still deeply divided by racial segregation. Black Americans faced prejudice every day, from schools to buses, from the workplace to their homes. But that day in Montgomery, something was about to change. Rosa Parks, a 42-year-old seamstress, had spent her day working hard to support her family. She was no different from any other worker, tired, ready to go home. She boarded the bus that day not looking for trouble, just wanting to sit down and rest. But little did she know, the simple act of sitting down would become an act of defiance that would change the course of history. Rosa Parks had no idea that she would be asked to stand up. As she sat, the bus filled with white passengers. The driver, James Blake, noticed Parks sitting in the white section and ordered her to give up her seat for a white passenger. Now, here's where the tension started to build. Parks was tired, frustrated, and just plain sick of being treated as less than human. And so, when the bus driver told her to move, she simply said, no. It wasn't a loud protest, just a quiet, firm refusal. She wasn't causing a scene. She wasn't yelling. She was simply saying, enough. When Parks refused to move, the driver called the police. Moments later, she was arrested, handcuffed, and taken off the bus. A simple act of defiance had escalated into something much bigger than anyone could have imagined. The news spread quickly, and soon the community rallied behind Parks. But this wasn't just about Parks. This was about a system that had oppressed and degraded an entire race of people. This was about dignity, respect, and equality. And while Parks faced the injustice of her arrest, she was about to spark a wave of change. The news of Rosa's arrest quickly spread, and a movement began. African Americans in Montgomery decided enough was enough, and they began organizing the Montgomery Bus Boycott. They refused to ride the buses, and their protest grew larger each day. Led by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the boycott lasted for over a year. People walked, carpooled, and found other ways to get to work. This wasn't just about sitting on a bus. This was about showing the world that the people of Montgomery would no longer accept second-class treatment. The boycott eventually led to the Supreme Court ruling that segregation on public buses was unconstitutional. But the movement didn't stop there. It ignited a national conversation on civil rights and inspired countless other protests and acts of resistance. Rosa Parks didn't know that her simple act of defiance would change the course of history. But her bravery sparked something much larger, something that continues to shape America today. Rosa Parks proved that one person's bravery can spark an entire movement. It's a lesson that we can all carry with us today, standing up against injustice. No matter how small the action, can change the world.